Hey guys. So you guys can leave here right now. God, jeez, they're bothering me. No, I love Jackson. He's my son. Brandon, I'm like, that's cool. Don't know Brandon. I was like, I don't know Brandon. These people. They're gonna go play Smash. But we have Gavin, Michaels, and Shawn Tang on stream. So, I mean, Gavin's already locked in. He's got that Yveltal crowd on Venusaur, Incineroar, Stack Attack, and Gengar. That's fun. And Shawn has Xerneas, so the opposite of the Y on Gavin's side. Venusaur, Incineroar, Tapu Koko, Groudon, and Stack Attack as well. So, Gavin, why can you hear me? Yeah, that's what I thought. That was just me calling out Gavin for not having his headphones on properly. So if you rewatch this, Gavin, don't do that. Anywho's, this will be fun. They have an almost mirror match. I think Gengar's been a really fun Pokemon to kind of see, especially, you know, Nails used it with some really great success at Dallas because he ended up winning. I don't know if that was because oh god. We have an exact mirror lead. Thanks, guys. I love this so much. But Shawn's Incineroar is going to be faster right now. Has the faster Intimidate at least here. And then Gavin has the second Intimidate going off right now. So potentially has the slower Intimidate. So actually a lot of mirror match potential here as well. So it might actually just come down to the other Pokemon that they've chosen, that Tapu Koko and that Gengar, and then Yveltal and the Xerneas. So Yveltal we've seen be extremely frustrating if you're running a very bulky Assault Dust variant. It's just a hard Pokemon to knock out. It, you know, takes a lot of firepower to kind of just knock out, and then it can get back that HP thanks to Oblivion Wing. So a lot kind of going on in terms of that. But Venusaur going for the Protect on this turn as it doesn't want to get faked out, doesn't want to take unnecessary damage here. Whereas Shawn's Incineroar is actually going to go first again. Goes for the fake out there. And Gavin fakes out the Venusaur on Shawn's side. So almost sort of a dead turn. You know, both Incineroars going for the respective Venusaur standing across the way from them. This will be fun to watch, guys. But yeah, so I mean, neither Venusaur really has the ability to go for. Is going to be really fast thanks to the fact that neither one of them has their Groudon. So whoever brings in their Groudon first is going to help benefit both Venusaurs on the field. And actually, Incineroar is going to be mainly switched out on Shawn's side. And there we've got the Stack Attacka. So the Stack Attacka, very nice Xerneas counter for the most part. Venusaur hitting that Sleep Powder outside. And it's going to put Gavin's Incineroar to sleep. So, Sleep Powder not going to get put, not going to be able to put down that Stack Attacker to bed, as it does have the safety goggles, which negates that Sleep Powder. So at least we're revealing that item on the Stack Attacker. Incineroar is going to have to take that necessary sleep turn now. So at least Gavin has the potential for wake-ups later on. But the problem here being that Stack Attacker is going to be unaffected by Sleep Powders, Rage Powders, all those types of things later on. And it's going to be very nice for Shawn because he at least has the ability to pivot here and, you know, maybe try to set himself up for later on. Could go for Rock Slides. No reason to go for Trick Room really here, especially if you know that you've got the faster Pokemon here. As now Venusaur is going to go for Protect once more on this turn, and Venusaur from Shawn's side goes for the Sludge Bomb into Gavin's Venusaur, but Protect not happening there. Gets a turn 1 wake up there, as it did take the necessary sleep turn last turn. Knocks off the safety goggles, so you can at least try to put it to sleep next turn. The Rock Slide, though, gonna connect with both, with that Incineroar, does about half damage here. It was not intimidated because it did get switched in for that Incineroar from the first couple of turns. And it just got really quiet here because 3 people left after playing Smash. This is so nice. So it's Gavin's actually kind of in an interesting spot here. I mean, now that Shawn's safety goggles have been knocked off, it can be put to sleep. And Venusaur once again hitting the Sleep Powder onto that Incineroar, so it will most likely get knocked out by that Rock Slide again on this turn. As now, actually, Gavin misses the Sleep Powder onto Shawn's Stack Attacker, so a little bit of a rough time here, but Trick Room is actually going to now be set up by Shawn, so Gavin going to be actually able to have the potential to wake up here, which is really interesting because Shawn's Pokemon have been generally faster than Gavin's, so him setting up Trick Room here is going to be very an interesting choice to make. This is turning into a battle of who can be put to sleep first. And so far, Shawn has been winning that. Again, that Trick Room choice is very interesting given the fact that, again, he has had the faster Pokemon so far. Incineroar does have the potential to wake up again for that turn 1 wake up. But Gavin's like, no, never mind, I'm going to switch out that Incineroar. And he's going to bring in that's his own Stack Attack. Thanks for the mirror match, guys, so much. Stack Attack on Shawn's side, he's going to go for the Rock side. And does a lot of damage to that Venusaur. And does get the flinch here as well. Onto that Venusaur, and now the Stack Attack is going to be eating its Citrus Berry after that Grass Knot from Shawn's Venusaur. Okay, so Gavin misses a Sleep Powder, gets flinched. This Venusaur is not doing him a lot of good right now. He might consider switching it out. Trick Room is up though, so both Stack Attackers are going to be the first ones to be going on the field here. I think it would be really cool if one of them brought in their ground on, because that would put, you know, their Venusaurs at faster ones. But now we've got the Incineroar coming back onto the field, so that -1 is going to be really important on that Stack Attack on Shawn's side, but more importantly, because Incineroar's already asleep, it can't be put to sleep again unless it wakes up right now. But Shawn's like, you know what, I'm going to bring out my own Incineroar again and withdraw my Venusaur. So it gets an Intimidate onto Gavin's Pokemon as well, so this Incineroar on his side has a -1, and Stack Attack on Shawn's side is at -1. So Gyro Ball, I'm gonna go into that Venusaur, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. Almost picks up the knockout here, but oh, another Avoid from that Stack Attack. This is rough time. So yeah, Gavin just made a noise of frustration, and you know, if I was him, I would be too, because missing that many Sleep Powders when your opponent has been hitting his, that's never fun. So a little bit of some unfortunate RNG here from Gavin. I guess that's sort of the price you pay for using something like Sleep Powder. And I guess if you're Shawn, you have 100% accuracy on your Sleep Powders, so there is that. However, it is kind of a tough time for him because Gavin will be losing his Pokemon here thanks to the fact that Shawn's Stack Attack is going to be able to attack on this turn. And there's the Fake Out from the Incineroar on Shawn's side of the field as well. So now we've got that Groudon coming onto the field. At a point where, like, it's going to be kind of tough because when Trick Room expires, the Venusaur on the back for Shawn is going to be able to really benefit from that Chlorophyll ability in here. The Venusaur is protecting itself as Gyro Ball goes into that Venusaur spot. It is not going to be able to get hit by that, but low kick from that Incineroar catches the Groudon on the switch in. Doesn't really do that much though. So Trick Room's still up, but Gavin gonna try to make the best of a bad situation for him. You know, he's got this Venusaur who is at 3 HP now. It is gonna possibly have to try to go for Double Protect if he wants to stall up like this last turn of Trick Room at least. So it is gonna be a little bit tough for Gavin to claw his way out of this, but where there's a stack, well, I don't know. I was gonna try to make a pun and I couldn't think of one, so my bad, guys. My pun game is not strong today. It's been washed up by the rain. Woo! There it is. Found it. I also use them all at work, so there is that. But I think that's Shawn's timer that he's been kind of running down. So instead we're going to be switched out on Shawn's side. We're going to get the Groudon on his own. So I think we had an exact mirror match. Ooh, nope. So I got one more Pokemon for all of them here. And it's going to be that we're coming back on the field here for Shawn. Oh no, we do have an exact mirror match. My bad. I don't know how to count anymore. Stack Attack is at -2 now. Groudon at -1 here, and Stack Attack are going for the Rock Slide. So actually, Incineroar I should be able to survive it offensively because of that -2. Yep, barely does any damage despite being super effective here. And activates the berry, so there is at least that going for Gavin. As long as Groudon doesn't flinch on this turn, he should be fine. Goes for the Pestil's Blades. Ooh, that Stack Attacker just does not want to get hit. Like, that Stack Attacker is just like, no, that's okay. We'll just... Man, that... At least Gavin's a good sport about it. He's laughing. That Stack Attacker has avoided, I think, 3 or 4 moves now. It just is like, no, you can't touch this. So that is very unfortunate. And Trick Room expires though, so at least Gavin still has a fighting chance. But again, that Stack Attacker is at -2. -2 attack, but like apparently it's got evasion boosts up the wazoo. Because this has definitely avoided almost every move that has been going for it. Which, you know, if you're Shawn, is like, yeah, that's really nice because why not? Still kind of a tough thing to kind of deal with though. But again, Trick Room is over, so now it's a matter of trying to get rid of that Stack Attack before it sets up Trick Room again. Because Rock Slide actually deals with a lot on Gavin's side for some reason. That Incineroar will be able to take a couple more. But is that a Z move I see? Is that a grounded Z move from that Groudon? Oh, there it is. So, we finally have our first tectonic rage here. It's been a very long time since I've seen this sort of Z move. It's going to pick up a knockout on that Incineroar. I think it is only a -1 right now, but it has had that chip damage move before, so by Incineroar. That's it's gonna be tough for Gavin because those Intimidators are really nice, especially against such, you know, heavy attack Pokemon. The Press of the Blade is finally connecting with both Pokemon. The Stack Attack finally getting hit, and it's gonna get knocked out on this turn. So, you know, Stack Attack avoided its inevitable fate for far too long, so it is knocked out now. But Shawn still has an Incineroar which he can bring back in, or could use the Venusaur to take advantage of the Chlorophyll and, you know, get the Sleep Powders up and running. But we've got Stack Attack now on Gavin's side, so it is the dominant wall-ish Ultra Beast here, as Venusaur from Shawn's side is going to be coming onto the field. So we'll be taking advantage of that Sun. For that Chlorophyll, we'll get the double speed, has the ability to go for those Sleep Powders. And if we've already seen the Citrus Berry from Stack Attack on Gavin's side, so we know that it can be put to sleep. Whereas instead we have the Grass Knot into that Groudon, so by Groudon, it is a heavy boy and does not like Grass Knot, so I don't know if Gavin remembered the comment that happened. And a single target Press Blade is connecting on the first try for Shawn. Yeah, that is going to be a knocked out Stack Attack, leaving only Gavin's Venusaur to deal with both of Shawn's, all three of Shawn's Pokemon, actually, that Groudon, Venusaur, and that Incineroar in the back. So kind of a easy game now for Shawn here to just pick up and win. And I mean, that was kind of rough for Gavin, you know, missing all of those moves, the Stack Attack avoiding them. I mean, we always say, you know, that's sort of the price, like the payoff of running things like Press of Blades and Sleep Powder, but it is still something that, you know, is really tough to see because you hate to see that, guys. So game 1 does go to Shawn Tang, and Gavin, I think, you know, having that sort of mirror match is really nice. Neither one of them brought their XY legendaries here. Or sorry, I guess restricted is what I should be saying, but having that almost exact mirror match was really interesting because Groudon is such a good, Groudon and Venusaur are such good counters for each of the Groudon, Venusaur, and Stack Attack on each side, and then Incineroar obviously being such a good pivot for teams in general was really nice. We didn't actually even see the Incineroar be using pivoting moves, we just saw them get manually switched out. So I think, you know, the hard part for Gavin is like dealing with the fact that you didn't lose because you didn't make the right calls, you lost because your inaccurate moves decided to live up to the small percentages that they miss. Whereas Shawn, you know, he also made the same moves that Gavin did, but his decided to hit. So kind of a tough thing, I think, to really be like, oh yeah, I lost because I missed these moves. And it's a matter of, do you just stick with the same 4? Because both of did lock in pretty quick, so it's a matter of thinking, if you stayed with the same 4, you know, you can't really blame your playstyle. It's just a matter of RNG working against you in this case. So sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? So we do have that same lead of Incineroar and Venusaur from Gavin. I think we might actually, oh no, a little bit of a change here from Shawn, bringing in his Venusaur and his Stack Attack as opposed to Incineroar. So Gavin's still going to be able to get a fake out happening here. And does have to remember that Stack Attack on Shawn's side does have the safety goggles, so kind of something to keep an eye out because you can't put it to sleep until you knock it off. And who knows, maybe the spot that Shawn's Venusaur in is in that magic spot where nothing hits it until way later and it's too late and it doesn't matter anymore. So, you know, Gavin sticking with the same lead here as Venusaur now from Shawn's side hits the Sleep Powder onto the Incineroar, is going to put it to sleep, but we do know it is one of the last Pokemon to move here, so it does take its necessary sleep turn on this turn as Sludge Bomb from Gavin. Venusaur does some pretty good damage actually to Shawn's Venusaur. There's that necessary sleep turn for that Incineroar, and Stack Attack goes for that Trick Room. So no fake out from Gavin here, and that Trick Room, there's nothing really you can do to stop it. You can't really hit Stack Attack with that Sludge Bomb. So, you know, Stack Attack is going to be able to go first. It is at least at -1, so Gavin's Incineroar can survive with a little bit more health than it did last time. But Venusaur going for Protect on this turn. If Gavin manages to wake up on this turn, he can go for the knockoff. Rock Slide might potentially be able to flinch both of the Pokemon here. So, falls asleep, stays asleep on this turn, and another Sludge Bomb actually from Gavin, so goes into that protected slot on Venusaur, and it's just, you know, Shawn revealing Protect is actually really interesting because a lot of Venusaur choose not to really run it, and so that'll be something I think to kind of just kind of watch out for. I think Protect on Venusaur is really interesting too. But now we've got a Toad battle, literally. I guess is Venusaur a Toad or a plant? Who actually even knows? It hops like a Toad. But Incineroar coming onto the field, so I'm gonna get a Intimidate into both of Gavin's Pokemon. Obviously, way more important on that Incineroar because Sludge Bomb is a special move, not a physical move. But does have the fake out potential for later on as Gyro Ball is going to go into that Venusaur onto Gavin's side. Did a lot of damage last time, does a lot of damage still here. That Incineroar taking another kind of sleep is like, you know, I'm going to rest up for later on, but Sludge Bomb going into that Incineroar on the switch. And could get a poison actually on this one, which would be really nice for Gavin. Nope, no poison. Sorry, Gavin, I tried to give you the Caster's Curse for Shawn, didn't work out. Figured it was some fairness was required here. But Gavin trying to make the most of a good situation. That another Gyro Ball is actually going to knock out his Venusaur, but does manage to switch. Does decide to switch it out. Brings in that his own Stack Attacka. So both of these being extremely slow Pokemon. Ooh, Rock Slide. Much better choice. It is a spread move, and it just potentially could flinch this Incineroar if it wakes up. So, yeah, there's the wake up, and oh nope, there's the flinch. I am so sorry, Gavin. I'm so sorry. So, whoopsies. Definitely didn't mean to jinx that one, but does get knocked out by the low kick on Shawn's side. So, I mean, that is just rough. Yeah, really hate to see that. But yeah, I mean, you know, waking up only to have the flinch happen, that's just kind of tough and like really rough. Now the Groudon is on the field, brings in the Sun. Trick Room, I think, is supposed to expire next turn. But, like, that's just rough for Gavin. I feel really bad for him, actually. He's not been able to hit his moves onto the Stack Attacka, misses his Sleep Powder, and then gets flinched on the Wake Up, and then knocked out by Low Kick, and that's just a lot of RNG working against him. But you know what? If anybody can handle it, it's Gavin Michaels, probably. Maybe. I'm hoping he doesn't let it get to him, because it's a really tough way to, like, have your Pokemon go down. But at least he's still kind of in a nice spot because Groudon is going to be able to be faster for later on, and Presence Blades, being non-intimidated, is going to pick up a knock on Stack Attacka and Incineroar. But Shawn's like, I'll save that Intimidate for later, brings in his own Groudon, so kind of another mirror match on here. So I think both of them actually bring in the same core again, and Gyro Ball into that Groudon is going to do some pretty good damage here. Gyro Ball into Shawn's Groudon is also going to do the same amount of damage. Actually does a little bit more, my bad. But Presence Blades connects with both Pokemon, so there you go, Gavin. At least you didn't miss any of them here. Ooh, just barely misses the knockout though on that Stack Attack. That's a little unfortunate. However, Trick Room does end, so now it's a matter of who has the faster Groudon. Because if Shawn has the faster Groudon, he could actually pick up the knockout here on Gavin's Pokemon. But if Gavin has the faster Groudon and he doesn't miss his Precipice Blades, he can get a double knockout and get himself closer to a game 3 where, you know, hopefully his Incineroar doesn't get put to sleep again. Or almost full sleep turns, and then gets flinched. So, still not out of it. And, you know, Gavin is slowly clawing his way back, brings back that Stack Attack, and brings in the Venusaur. So Venusaur can definitely not take... Ooh, very nice. So, not going to take a Precipice Blades, and is going to, you know, at least not get hit by anything from that Groudon, as Shawn's Groudon goes for Protect. Precipice Blades connecting with the Stack Attack on Shawn's side, so picks up the knockout there. Venusaur is able to come in for relatively freely here. Is able to benefit from that Chlorophyll ability. However, Shawn still has his Incineroar, can go for a Fake Out and stop either the Precipice Blades or knock out the Venusaur. And Shawn still has his own Venusaur in the back, so he can put something to sleep. So I think it's a matter of, do you want to knock out the Venusaur, or do you want to put things to sleep that Shawn has to make? And I guess he's going for the sleep option here. His Venusaur is still at pretty good health in comparison to Gavin's own Venusaur. So if Shawn can connect his Sleep Powder onto the Groudon on Gavin's side, he should be able to at least pick up a knockout with his own Groudon later on, as barring, you know, Gavin's own Venusaur hitting and Sleep Powder. So I think it's going to come down to those again, unless he just goes for straight damage. We know, I think Shawn's Venusaur has been consistently faster than Gavin's own Venusaur, so Shawn has been paying attention to that, which I'm sure he has. Then he'll know that his Venusaur's been faster. But Gavin's like, you know what, not gonna risk anything, we're gonna go for a Protect, and we're gonna hope things happen later on. But Sludge Bomb from Shawn wanted to pick up that knockout, goes to that Protect, and we have a Z move now Oh, from the ground on Shawn's side. So it is that Gaudium D, based off of Precipice Blades, might actually pick up the knockout onto Gavin's own Groudon. So that Tectonic Rage is going to be very interesting here. If it misses the knockout, it has not been intimidated, so it actually is at full power here. And oh, barely misses the knockout and manages to activate the barrier. So I mean, things are but misses the Venusaur. So, I mean, I guess you win some, you lose some. However, I mean, that was still pretty cool seeing that that Groudon survive. I did not think it was going to survive, and neither did Gavin, because he definitely popped off there. So, still really tough. Precipice Blade's missing so many times is really, really rough to see, especially now that the Incineroar is back on the field, gets the Intimidate, has the Fake Out, and even with Sun Up still, like the Stack Attack in the back. If Gavin could have somehow set up his Stack Attack, he would have been in a really nice spot. So Shawn, having that consistently faster the consistently faster Venusaur is a really good spot to pick up a knockout here on Gavin's own Venusaur. And I mean, the Protect here is going to make sure that the Fake Out from Incineroar won't be able to get some more damage onto here. So Fake Out actually, going to go into that protected spot. And Venusaur Sludge Bomb goes into Gavin's own Venusaur. He is going to be able to bring in that Stack Attack that he has in the back, but it's just a matter now of how lucky can Gavin Michaels get again, because missing that Precipice Blades on the Venusaur could have made a lot of difference, because I don't think that Groudon was intimidated. However, with both of them down to the last two Pokemon, Stack Attack is in a pretty good spot. If it can manage to hold on and not get put to sleep, it could definitely go for a Rock Slide and do super effective damage into Shawn's Incineroar. Does have a Citrus Berry, so even if it gets hit, could heal itself up a little bit more. Precipice Blades goes for the double protect, so at least gets the double protect. There is that going for you, Gavin. And Grass Knot will not connect on this Venusaur thanks to that double protect. Incineroar's low kick going into that Stack Attack. Sorry, I totally forgot about. Ooh, manages to hold on, eats up that Citrus Berry, so we'll get I think it's 30 HP back, so put us at 6. Oh, sorry, a little bit more than that. Managed to get the Trick Room up, so Trick Room will make Gavin's Pokemon Stack Attack at least faster. That Venusaur is going to go last, so it's going to go Stack Attack at Incineroar, Groudon, and Venusaur. If Gavin at neutral attack can pick up a knockout on that Incineroar, he might have a chance, because if he has Fire Punch on his Groudon, he should be able to pick up a knockout as well on Venusaur. So it's just going to come down to a matter of what can he hit and what will he miss, because Fire Punch would be your best option right now if you can get the Rock Slide here. Venusaur going for Protect though, doesn't want to have to deal with that. And we will have Sun expiring in a little bit, so there is that to consider as well. Rock Slide not connecting with the Venusaur, does connect with the Incineroar, thankfully for Gavin there. So could get the flinch here. Ooh, just barely misses that knockout on the Incineroar. Activates the berry as well, so Shawn's still in a really good spot with that Incineroar. If that Incineroar does not flinch, this is actually probably going to be ooh, does get the flinch! So there is a flinch, and the Precipice Blade's not going to connect with the Venusaur. And actually hits the Incineroar, so there is that. It's still at -1. Still haven't seen a Z move from Gavin. Barely misses the knockout here on that Incineroar, so it is still a very close game. Gavin still has the faster Stack Attack of this, so is able to go for that Rock Slide. Faster because of Trick Room, so is able to go for Rock Slide again, and I think we might actually be going to a Game 3 here because of that. This has been such a lovely RNG-filled game. Those Precipice Blades and Sleep Powders, guys. Love him. Gyro Ball. Gonna go for the guaranteed knockout here on Venusaur. Doesn't want to risk that at all. And Incineroar gets the Beast Boost as well, so I think it's a defense Beast Boost. So low kick. Oh, Flare Blitz actually is going to be the move choice here. He's going to go into that Groudon. And it doesn't quite get. Ooh, gets the burn though. What the heck is happening here? Shawn knocks himself out with Flare Blitz, but this is. If you've ever wanted to see another RNG-filled match, and you thought Nails and Kenz's match at Dallas was full of RNG, boy, we didn't even need Smeargle for this to be full of RNG, guys. So Game 3, here we go. Man, this has been an RNG-filled match. Sleep Powder misses and Precipice Blade misses, all from Gavin's side. Shawn's been hitting almost all of them.
This is why you don't use Groudon.
Yeah, so. Zygo doesn't, but Tapu Fini does. I love you, Terry. I love Tapu Fini. Sorry, Terry and I are having a side conversation about Zygarde doesn't miss, but Tapu Fini does. Anyway, so I honestly think we'll probably just see the same four because why wouldn't you? I mean, one, it's entertaining, and two, I guess it's a matter of who gets Trick Room up first. But Shawn definitely having the consistently faster Venusaur most likely means Gavin's is trained differently than most Venusaurs are. I feel like Venusaur are the same way as Xerneas. You're either running Timid or you're running Modest, and it really just matters which one you run. So maybe we'll see something different. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Gengar, or maybe we'll see Tapu Koko. I'm surprised. I'm actually amazed we haven't seen Xerneas yet. And mostly, okay, I shouldn't be amazed because there's a Stakataka on both sides. And Stakataka is one of your best Xerneas counters. Your other best Xerneas counter being a Zygarde. You can quote me on that, guys. It is! Extreme Speed Zygarde? Come on, guys. It's one of my favorite jokes to make. I mean, if you're Terry, most likely, it's your best Xerneas counter is Zygarde. So, I guess I'll amend that. So I hope you guys are being entertained because I've been laughing so hard my cheeks hurt right now. Like, smiling hurts. Woo! So, you know, round 4 is pretty exciting right now, and if they don't bring the same 4, this will also be pretty entertaining. But nope, there's an Incineroar and Venusaur once more, that same lead from game 1. So, and Venusaur and Incineroar from Gavin as well. Look at my surprise face, guys. Wow, I'm so surprised here. But Shawn again having the faster Intimidate, and consistently having the faster Venusaur. And Gavin is Intimidate is going to go up next as well. So now it's a matter of who can hit their Sleep Powder onto Incineroar and whose Venusaur gets faked out. Actually, I think Shawn's Intimidate went first one time, but Gavin got the faster fake out because he faked out nope, they faked out the Venusaurs. Yeah, so this is just going to be an exchange of fake outs, I guess. And no Sleep Powders. So, I mean, unless somebody wants to be really cheeky and go straight for an attack and, like, you know, just Flare Blitz a Venusaur, because why not? It'd be funny. And who knows, maybe you'll be like Shawn again and get that 10%, I think it's like, what, 10, 20, 30% burn chance? It's so rare to see a burn from Flare Blitz, though, so... I think it's going to be one of the last matches that are happening, but there's the Incineroar on Shawn's side going for the fake out onto Venusaur here, and Gavin actually not going for a fake out as Shawn goes for the Sleep Powder, hits it again. Has Shawn actually missed, like, the Sleep Powder yet? I don't think so, but Incineroar taking its necessary sleep turn on this turn, and has the potential to wake up next turn, but we do know that Shawn's Venusaur is faster than Gavin's Venusaur, so we can at least stop that. These Incineroar, actually, I think we've only seen either fake out from both, and then just a couple of moves from Shawn. So Stakataka coming in here, so we'd have the potential Trick Room setups again. Sludge Bomb going into what was the Venusaur is now that Stakataka, so kind of rough there here. As Shawn just goes straight for the Flare Blitz into that Venusaur, going to do super effective damage, and just almost picks up the knockout there. Does take some recoil damage for his troubles there. Ooh, but gets the first turn to wake up here. The Flare Blitz was going into what was that Venusaur, so both of them kind of moving into that. Might burn the Stakataka. Nope, no burn on Stakataka either. So I think this turn that went better for Shawn. Managed to bring in that Stakataka just for that Flare Blitz damage, which, you know, took very nicely, and then Shawn managing to get a lot of damage with that Flare Blitz into Venusaur. So Venusaur kind of being the crux of the team for both players here. Stakataka setting up Trick Room would be really nice, I think, for either one of them. However, Venusaur hitting Sleep Powders has been what's really been going for both of them. Or at least, I guess, Shawn hitting Sleep Powders, because Gavin's Venusaur, unfortunately, is blind. So, I mean, it's missed all the Sleep Powders. Well, okay, Stakataka avoided all the Sleep Powders after the safety goggles got knocked off. So I guess it's more like Stakataka knows how to move fast with its 4 legs. Oh, never mind, sorry. Incineroar also knows how to avoid stuff because it avoided that Sleep Powder. Goes for a low kick onto Gavin's Incineroar, and Gavin finally showing a pivoting move here, thanks to his Incineroar being awake for once, and not, you know, being flinched by Rockslide, manages to get the U-turn. So we might actually see his own Stakataka in the back being brought in, because if Shawn decides to set up Trick Room, he can at least try to benefit from that, and it'll be a matter of times. Nope, it's going to be that Groudon instead. So now his Venusaur is going to benefit from Chlorophyll unless Stakataka goes for Trick Room, which Shawn has consistently done. Nope, goes for the Rock Slide instead though, so Gavin at least doing that, yeah. Gavin has actually expressed surprise that there's the Trick Room. Gavin, put on your headphones! He can't hear me. Okay, whatever. So both Stakatakas have +1, are both defense beast boost Stakatakas. I don't even think Gavin can hear me because, oh no, it's back on. That is Yeah. Oh, hey, hello, Yveltal. Yeah, so a little bit of a switch up from Gavin. So has to be careful because, hello, that rock slide is going to do a lot of damage into that Yveltal. If you can try to get that stack attacker out, the sucker punch is being boosted by a stack attacker, you know, um, can at least try to get rock slides up. Has to be careful because that dark aura boosts those sucker punches that Yveltal could possibly have. And now it's a matter of what are you going to attack with, because if Shawn doesn't switch stuff out, you're just going to attack with Sucker Punch, but Stack Attack can also still set up Trick Room, so it's a matter of trying to play this game of you have to be wary about the Groudon because Precipice Blades can knock out your Stack Attack even if you're at -1, but then you have Sucker Punch if you try to attack, but you also want to set up Trick Room so you can be faster for later. But then it's just a game of when do you attack, when do you set up Trick Room, how worried are you about Sucker Punch? And do you bank on Precipice Blades miss or not? I guess if you're Shawn at this point you can because, you know, they've been missing anyway. But instead we're going to get withdrawn here. We're going to get that Groudon on the field for Shawn's side. And the Oblivion Wing actually from Yveltal. So gonna try to do some damage into what was that Incineroar spot. Does some good damage onto that Groudon. Is going to get... Ooh, manages to connect Precipice Blades for Gavin. So will be picking up a knockout on the Stack Attacker, which is really nice. And gets a lot of damage into the Groudon as well. Was that a critical hit on the Stacker? It was a critical hit on something. I missed which text it was because somebody pressed their A button too fast for me to read it. Yeah, so the Stack Attack going down on this turn, so getting rid of that pain in the butt for Gavin is a really good thing for him. But Venusaur comes in, he's going to be at fast speed because of the fact that Chlorophyll is going to be activated thanks to the sun. However, Oblivion Wing does so much damage, and I mean, unless you're rock sliding this Yveltal, even Sledge Bomb won't be able to do that much because most Yveltal that carry Oblivion Wing are carrying a Soul Vest. However, at least you know you can attack into it because it's not going to be carrying Protect if it has that. Sleep Powder hits again. Who was surprised by this? Not me, guys. I am not surprised Shawn's hit another Sleep Powder. Sorry, Shawn. You're great, but like that's a lot of Sleep Powder hits. Anyway, so Yveltal takes its necessary turn to sleep. Here's that Ground DMZ Groudon. It has not been intimidated, so it's going to be doing full power into Gavin's own Groudon. So this will be very interesting to see because we did see it survive last time. I don't remember if it had all that HP from before, so it might actually survive again if Gavin's really lucky here. Ooh, that's gonna be close. Oh no, it definitely survives. Oh, I guess it was intimidated. But Venusaur is gonna take a full fire punch to the face. Hangs on because of that focus slash. Oh wait, yeah, it should be. Well, oh wow, it hangs on even without the focus slash being activated. This is ridiculous, which means it's at 2 HP as opposed to 1. Okay, either that or the Venusaur took some damage from before. No, it took the Precipice Blades damage. My bad. There's a lot going on, guys. When you have 3 mirror matches in a row from here, things get kind of confusing. But I think Gavin's just in a much better-ish place now. As if his Yveltal can wake up on this turn, he actually might be really. He should be able to like pick up a knockout on the Groudon. But if Groudon misses on Shawn's side, the Precipice Blades on Gavin's Groudon, Gavin's gonna be in an even better spot. So there is that to also look at. So, you know, it's up to RNG again. Alright, so that Groudon gonna be withdrawn. We've got the Incineroar coming in, gonna get an Intimidate into Shawn's Incineroar. Sorry, Groudon. Wow. So Groudon on Shawn's side is at -1. And Venusaur going for the Sledge Bomb wanted to get some damage onto that Yveltal, but gets a turn 1 wake up, goes for the Oblivion Wing, is gonna be able to pick up a knockout. Whatever Pokemon it chooses is gonna be that Venusaur. That that whole 2 HP that it uses to knock out recovers what, 1 HP? 2 HP. My bad. Wow. Cool. Yveltal thought that was a tasty appetizer, and Amuse Bouche, and goes the Fire Punch from Groudon. Watch it burn. Nope, no burn. All right, there we go. I was, expecting a burn because Shawn apparently has had great luck so far today. But Gavin getting some of those turn 1 wakes is really nice because now there is no more sleeping. So both Incineroars on the field are going to be able to go for fake outs here. But Shawn's Groudon has been intimidated, can't reset intimidates, whereas Gavin's like, I can bring in mine anytime and go for those Precipice Blades because I haven't been intimidated yet. But however, Yveltal can also just go for Sucker Punches. I mean, you can go for Oblivion Wing, you can get that health back. There's nothing really stopping you from here, but Groudon going for the Protect instead on this turn, so not going to take damage. And Yveltal going for Oblivion Wing goes into that protected Groudon spot though, so gonna be a little bit unfortunate. And ooh, the Flare Blitz from Incineroar on Shawn's side gonna go into that Yveltal, does a lot of damage. Ooh, manages to hold on with 1 HP here as the Flare Blitz from Gavin goes into the protected Groudon slot again as Sunlight ends on this turn, so those Flare Blitzes aren't gonna be doing as much damage anymore. This Yveltal is like, nope, it's my turn to shine, I'm gonna hang on for as long as I can. Everyone else had their chance, it's now my turn. So it is, this is going to be really close actually. So Yveltal is going to be faster, I think, than that Groudon, but it's just going to be a matter of who can knock out the Groudon first, because whichever Groudon gets knocked out first is going to be kind of pivotal here. I mean, this is, yeah, that Sucker Punch, there's no reason not to go for that. Bye, Ground. Nope, no. Oh, well, one Pokemon avoided that. Yveltal goes down on this turn, but Incineroar avoiding that means it has more HP to survive on for later. And, you know, some more chip damage on that is always really nice. However, Incineroar's low kick on Shawn's side, that Intimidate is so nice. And missing that Rock Slide really helped Gavin's Incineroar. So he managed to eat the berry, get that health back, goes for another Flare Blitz here, is going to be going into that Groudon, because you really want to get rid of that. Say bye to Groudon. We've got Gavin's own Groudon coming back onto the field, and even with low kick, as long as, oh, I really hope I don't jinx this, but as long as Gavin doesn't miss, you know, like 17 Passive Blades or Rock Slides or anything like that, he should be in a really good spot. Because that is a man, that Groudon is in a very, very close to being knocked out, and this isn't a game where you want your Incineroars to be the one here, because Shawn's Incineroar I don't think has consumed this berry yet on this turn, so I think Gavin really has to play it to as safe as he can, and goes for a Protect actually here on this turn, understanding that his Groudon is closer to being knocked out, so Flare Blitz from Incineroar on Shawn's side, good call from Gavin there, as Gavin knocks off the berry here, so no chance for recovery for later on. And there we go, so Gavin guaranteeing himself that, like, if it comes down to an Incineroar versus Incineroar, that at least Shawn won't be able to get that berry and get more health than he has later on in the end. So that Protect very nice, goes for the Fire Punch, boosted by the Sun, so going to do more damage than it would normally. And Flare Blitz from Incineroar on Shawn's side is going to go into Groudon, however, it will take the recoil damage and has no recovery, which means all Gavin has to do is not miss his Flare Blitz. I mean, like, because that would be the worst thing ever, but doesn't miss his Flare Blitz, manages to pick up the knockout on Shawn's Incineroar and giving the round to Gavin. That is definitely a well-earned round. Good job, Gavin. That was a rough thing to watch. Yep. So there's round 4 for you. We still got one more game going on actually. So I'm proud of you, Gavin. That was actually a really fun match to watch. See you guys in a little bit for round 5, which is consequently our last Swiss round. Bye.